Okay, so the next experiment here is, let's see, set it up. We are going to, it's called the determination of how much water is in a hydrated ionic compound. And the way we're going to do this, so what it happens is that you've probably seen this before if you have some sugar that's been sitting around for a while, that it'll all clump up. And the reason why it clumps up is because the sugar, or salt does the same thing, is that those crystal substances will absorb water from the air. And that causes them to clump up because water gets in there and it causes those guys to attract each other. So every ionic compound, like table salt, does the same thing. And so what we're going to do is look at this substance called barium chloride that has water in it. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to figure out how many water molecules are attached to each barium chloride molecule. Okay, the way that we're going to do that, we're going to take the barium chloride with water on it and then weigh it. And then we're going to get rid of the water and then weigh it again. And then the difference between that initial mass with the salt, the barium chloride and water, minus just the barium chloride, is how much water there was. So we can figure out how much water was. So, and then we're going to do further calculations to actually figure out how many, using moles and material that hopefully we've started to cover just now. So this is a fairly simple experiment, and it's got extra steps in it, but I'm kind of make it simple today. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our device that we're going to be heating up our barium chloride in. So this is called a crucible, and what we're going to do is we're going to weigh it. So I want to zero my scale with nothing on it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the crucible on it. And you can see it's about 1.918. Okay, and you would like to record that. All right, now what I'm going to do is add between 2 and 3 grams of barium chloride. So final volume is going to be around 4.5. And so I'm just add it. Because this is about, whoops, that's wrong. So, sorry, that's 19.18. And I want to add between 2 and 3. So my final value should be between 21 and 22. All right, so all right, so I've added the barium chloride, and the value is 21.78, and I'll record that and worry about doing the calculations later. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go over and do the next part of the experiment. I'll put it on pause. Okay, next part of the experiment, what we're going to do is we're going to heat the crucible. And what we do is we set it up here. And what we have is the crucible is set inside a clay triangle. All right, which is on the iron ring, which we saw in experiment number 1. We have the Bunsen burner and the ring. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the crucible in it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to light the Bunsen burner. And then I'm going to heat the cup for 10 minutes. And during those 10 minutes, hopefully, all of the water would have been gone away. And what we would like to do is you heat it up for 10 minutes, weigh it, okay, and then heat it up for another 5 minutes, then weigh it again. And hopefully, if it's changed, that's good. I mean, you probably got rid of the rest of water, but usually it doesn't change, and that means you've got rid of all the water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and light the flame and get this going. And I'll show you the flame, and then I will let it go for the appropriate time, which I'll tell you how long it's gone when we get back to it. So I'm going to light the flame now. Okay, so I got the flame going. The time is 2:28, and whoops, flame went out, so I have to start over. Take a break. Okay, there you go, and 2:28 to 2:28 and 30 seconds. Okay, so I'll let it go to 2:38 and 30 seconds, and then do the next step. Okay, we'll turn back on in a second, in 10 minutes.